One of the projects that we're advancing is proposed by Beacon Interfaith Housing Collaborative. They're a leader in the metro area in developing supportive housing. For those who don't know, supportive housing refers to buildings that provide not just apartments, but counselors and staff on site who work with the residents who may be struggling with chronic medical and behavioral health issues. Beacon has proposed a new supportive housing development in Hopkins called Vista 44. I had the honor of speaking last week with Jessica, who's a resident of a Beacon property that's really similar to the future Vista 44. She was kind enough to share her story with me. What has having a stable home meant to you and your boys? What's it made possible?
Made roots. Having roots in this area, in this community, is so important because before that we didn't have nothing. I was in a shelter. I didn't have no real job. That, for example, right now, well, when I came out of that shelter, I was in a helper teacher in a daycare. Then I was a helper, like I working at daycare, but I had to leave it. But now I'm already working on my 6th year at Minneapolis Public School District, working with the Department of Culinary and Wellness Service. And now because of the pandemic, I cannot be with the kids in the schools and everything, but I'm at the center where everything happens, like the food and everything. And having this home have helped me get that job and also keep it, and also having the boys have a stable school, like be at school in one school at a time, not having to move around from school to school. So that has helped a lot.
Your boys were young when you were homeless. Do they remember being homeless, or are most of their memories now around this house, this home?
I want to say it's half and half. They remember being at the day center, already families moving forward. They remember going into the bus, going into the churches and having dinner at different places, playing around and trying to be like cautious because we were at a church. And but yeah, they do remember.
What advice do you have for people who are building communities like the one that you live in?
The thing is just help people out. Don't keep to yourself, but mostly is don't be greedy.
Good advice. Really good advice.
Don't be greedy. Don't look at the people's color of the skin or anything like that. Everybody is human. Everybody is going through a hard time. Even before this pandemic just have come to kind of make everything else harder as it was. But just help each other.
I think
because it's a better way to live a life than being empty.
Jessica, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and I wish the best for you and for both your boys.
Thank you. You're welcome, Jennifer. I love doing this, sharing my story with other people and sharing what have been for me all these 10 years, having a stable home and more buildings, if it's possible. 50 should be built every year so that families can have a normal holiday, a normal Thanksgiving, Easter, Mother's Day, any holiday possible. And that's one of the things that we have had these 10 years. And I'm very thankful for everything that you're doing also with Beacon, because of people like you. I got into this apartment. So thank you.
Well, we both believe in the same thing. Everybody should have their own home that they can afford, that's a place that they want to be, and you can send your kids to school and not have to worry about where you're going home to. So I'm really glad that this has worked out for you. And thank you so much for using your story to help motivate other people to do more. Really grateful, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Wow. I'm just so humbled and moved by Jessica's words. She reminds us how powerful home is, something we should never, ever take for granted. Jessica grounds us in our mission and the need to do deeply affordable work. We have to be intentional in meeting the housing needs of Black, Indigenous, and people of color in Minnesota who have been historically underserved in the housing market.